Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are listening right now, if you are watching right now, thank you so much. Your attention is appreciated. I like to know that I'm not just making these for me and my staff to look at and watch and listen to, and my mom. So if you're watching and listening, thank you so much. If you're a realtor in Nanaimo, thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. This is episode number 5. Episode 5. And today on the way, we are going to discuss what's going on with interest rates right now. Things that will definitely be affecting you, affecting borrowing limits, affecting the busyness in the market, affordability. This is going to be probably a shorter episode, I think, anyways. Let's see. Sometimes I ramble and it goes on longer than expected, but I'm going to try and keep this one nice and short to give you an update. As of recording right now, it is March 28th, okay? So this is going to be, as of today, what's going on with rates. I know sometimes things can happen and things change very quickly. So if you end up listening to this podcast or watching this maybe in April or May, and the information is no longer correct, I apologize. I do have a crystal ball on a lot of things, but seemingly rates is not one of the things I see in my crystal ball. I can make my guesses. I can do my best in my experience to do forecasting. I can read articles, but at the end of the day, do not let anybody out there tell you that they know what's going to happen. That's BS. They don't. They've been proven wrong time and time again. They've been proven wrong. I've been wrong. I've been right, but I've been wrong. Everybody's been wrong. Everybody's been right. It's such a roll of the dice to see what's going to happen. Nobody could foresee what happened at Silicon Valley Bank. That changed everything. Nobody could foresee COVID. We can make our guesses, but we're not going to say that this is actually what's going to happen. But let me give you a little bit of a rundown on what's happening right now or what's happened recently. I'm going to talk about the feds. When I say feds, on this episode, I am referring to the U.S. feds, okay? These are those regulators. And the reason why I'm going to talk about them is because our yields, our lending rates, all that stuff is very closely tied to them. And of course, we're a sovereign nation and we have our own policies and things that move our own needles. But at the end of the day, we are so extremely intertwined with the U.S. that what happens there absolutely affects us. So I'm just going to talk about them for a sec here on this episode. Federal Reserve in the U.S., they raised their target federal funds rate by a very modest 0.25%. And we're sort of used to hearing rate increases, overnight lending rate increases, and being like upset about it because they've been happening so frequently and so often over the last year. But let me tell you why this increase is good. Some people were forecasting 0.5% or 0.75% of a hike. This was just a mere 0.25%. And they're alluding to them pretty much hitting the peak of their increases. So a lot of people are saying that they might increase another 0.25%, and that's it. Meaning that it's the end of the hike season. SZN. Season. Hike season. It's been a busy one. It's been crazy. And I think we're nearing the end of it. The market is actually reacting to it a little bit. And they're starting to sort of price in rate drops coming up likely within the next year. Rate drops. And you better believe your mom's baked potato that Canada will follow suit. We will drop as well if they start reducing. This is magnificent information and news for mortgage professionals such as myself. More importantly, though, for you realtors, because as you have lived through recently, people have been getting scared and sitting on the sidelines and not making a move when they really should be, because when it's a soft market, that's when you attack, right? But it's hard to get that message through when people are thinking rates and payments. And that makes sense. And that's fair. I can't blame anybody for wanting to not do anything when rates have just been going nuts. So the hope is that we are nearing, if not, we are at the end of these hikes, and we're going to start to see them fall. And that's just how the cycle works. Anybody watching or listening, I don't know how long you've been in this business, but if you've been in it long enough, you know that this is par for the course, and this is just how it is. I got in the mortgage business in 2008 and right before the big bang. And, I think prime was up at 6 and fixed rates were in the high 5s. That was normal to me. And then I see them, slowly sink down and play in the 3s for a little while. And then they got into the 2s. And that was fun. And then they went back to the 3s and then to the 2s. And then they were in the 1s, the fixed rates sorry. And I couldn't believe my darn eyes. And I couldn't believe the darn budgets I was getting done. And it was the glory days, the heydays. And I know if you've been in this business for long enough, that the sun sure shines when they're low, but it disappears when they're high. And all you need to do, bide your time and ride it out, because it's not forever. It's not forever, baby. Things change. And they're a-changing now. They are a-changing. It's in the air. It's in the wind. It's in other things too. It's everywhere. I'll let you guess where else it is. Send me a message. Let me know where you think it is. So guys, girls, others, we are looking pretty right now. We are sitting pretty. We are probably going to be seeing Canada's overnight lending rate drop in the coming year. And then, they have to hit that balance of debt accrual and an overstimulated market with inflation. It's their job to do that. They've had to do what they've done, given what's happened to Silicon Valley Bank, which you should go back and listen to if you haven't already. Given what's happened there, they're more interested in keeping things going than risk management right now. So they're nearing the end of this insane cycle of rate hikes. And that just means as rates come down, our budgets go up for our buyers. And budgets go up, payments become more affordable, houses start selling again. There's no more slowness or busyness or excess of both. It more goes to a balance, and that's the market I love personally. I love a balanced market. I've been through insanity. I think it was like 2016 was insane. And then again, during COVID, that was pretty crazy too. We're getting into multiples. People are bidding 100K over asking, no subjects, all that craziness. And I've been in the slow of the slow, okay? And I know you have too, if you've been doing it long enough. And you might agree with me that a balanced market is the best kind of market. No frenzy and no depression. So that's what I foresee coming around the corner here. I see probably a little spike with the news, of rates coming down, a nice spike. I think we're already sort of feeling it. Springtime has hit and things are starting to get active again, which is great, but just not as active as they have in prior springs. And I know you can relate to that. But it's still good. We're rolling again, The absolute dead stop to the market that seemingly happened in earlier this year, that was crazy. The stats were out of control, compared to 2022. 2023, the start of, was just insane. And we just want to slowly get back to normal here, and we want a balanced market, and I think that's around the corner. And so to you realtors, I say, operate with confidence. Tell your clients that, hey, listen, champ, it's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We're getting through this. And the worst is behind us, okay? And again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I know enough to know that what we just saw is not going to continue. We're not going to be doing this for another year of hikes, okay? I think that we're here at the end and things are going to turn around. So take this little nugget, put it in your pocket, save it for a little quiet time, pull it out, look at it, smile at it, send it to your client. Tell them that, hey champ, we're good. So that's a little update on the pulse of the rate market right now. If you have any questions about that, obviously reach out. Happy to talk to you via text, phone, messenger, whatever. Don't care. Reach out, chat if you have any questions. Make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure to click notifications on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Every time a new episode pops up, make sure you know about it, because I might just have the game-changing episode that gives your competition an edge up on you, and that is not a good thing. You need to know what they know. And if they're listening and you're not, and they're doing better, what are you doing? Might as well retire. Hang it up, cuz. Thanks for listening. Cheers.